Too many men's lips around me.
Sorry about that.
Not again.
No, sorry.
Hello everyone, hello, how are you? Welcome to Comments Below. We're actually not in the studio as you can see. Book number 23, David Becks. Where are we?
We're at the Soccer Dome in Greenwich.
I'm Poet, to my left is
David Vujanich.
And this is Comments Below, the show where you leave your comments below and then we speak about them. And some of them are really interesting, some of them are good, and I believe they're left by people.
People.
And people are
YouTubers,
nice.
humans.
Yeah, human beings, and it's nice to talk to people and maybe give hugs. What are we doing here at Soccer Dome?
We are here on a day out of the team.
It's like running at school.
I'm repping the Copper 90 jumper. He's not, because he's a hipster. And we're here to just have a fun day out, play football with other YouTube people. I'm
going to step on people's foot, squeeze their bum in a non-sexual manner. I don't want to provoke anyone to think, oh,
but this is Comments Below.
It is.
And this is the first comment from Sean Cally.
Go on.
Which is, what do you think about Luis Suarez's brutal punch against Chile in the World Cup qualifying?
Well, let's watch it first.
Let's have a look.
Golpe me parece de Suárez, ¿ah? Jara. Un golpe directo en la cara de Suárez.
This is so crazy. I don't think the individual that got punched in the face had much of a problem with it. That leads me to believe he either was not contributing, but he
did something.
Sort of he must have done something. He understood.
Maybe
why
he was
got
just
punched.
like, oh, it's Suarez.
It's not only Suarez. He does it anyway. I mean, he racially abuses Evra. You know, he handballs it.
He dives a lot.
He
He's
dives.
a cheater.
I mean, what's a punch?
It was quite surprising to see him punch a guy, and the guy didn't care. I just can't believe he didn't care. He was just like, oh, got punched. I think it's nice to see that. He's not being Busquets. He's not going to be rolling all over the floor. He knows it's football. It's a man's game. Sometimes you might get, well, fouled, but he got punched. So credit to him for staying on his feet. Suarez even got on the end of the ball. So well done to the Chile defender for getting up.
Yeah.
And getting on with the game. No one made a big deal out of it. He punched you, you carried on, life goes on. Thank God for that. Let's move on.
All right, next question. Next question. Why do I keep saying question? Next comment.
Next comment.
Below is wonderful. Below
is wonderful.
It's with David Vujanich and the Poet. No?
Below is wonderful. Leave a comment.
No,
Hey Tom.
I've gate crashed massively. What do you think of the Britney Spears?
Shouldn't you be like somewhere in Europe?
Yeah.
Doing some really cool job?
Yeah,
what are you filming?
Well,
What is this?
I'm filming behind the scenes for our day today at the London Soccer Dome. I've got two questions. One, this isn't normally where Comments Below.
No, it's not.
You don't normally have this beautiful 23.
I wouldn't say beautiful.
That's the Real Madrid font, isn't it?
Yeah. It's for
David Becks.
But what are we doing? Because we've got a five-a-side game.
What are we doing in terms of, what do you mean? We're going to play football with a ball.
I'm not going to let in any goals.
Hopefully.
You're going to be the brick wall.
I'm going to try to be the brick wall.
And you're going to be, hopefully, just good.
So are you going to win? Because we're playing like YouTubers, aren't
Look, we have to win.
We have to.
Look, I'm ready. Look, I'm in kit. Look, I'm
So
ready to go.
Am I going to be all right in jeans?
I'm ready to go. Look, the trainers are out.
I've got my Vans.
No, guys, you need to be pumped up. Look at this. Look at these beauties. So, Tom, if you're here to gate crash our show, you might as well read a comment out.
I would love to.
And it's about you as well. It's a comment from Aidan Kirby. Thank you, Aidan.
Hi, Aidan.
And he says, why do you always say, I'm in the big place?
Well, that's easy enough. It's the fact that every place I go to is the big place, because they're in the Champions League. Whether they're a smaller team or a bigger team, it's always the big place. It's like it's like respect. It's just saying I'm in the big place. I'm going to take on this team. I'm going to find out what they're all about. The big place is also a lovely way of respecting the team. I've go to a new city. I never do it outside the ground. Really, I do it like in the middle of nowhere in that city, and I go, well, I'm in the big place.
Too many men's lips around me.
Sorry about that.
Not again.
No, sorry. You know what, Tom?
Yeah. I know what's coming.
It's very nice of you to be here, but 3 is a crowd, so skedoodle.
I'll see you on the football pitch.
100%.
I love it. We're going to fucking win, aren't we?
Yeah, next up is Bayern Munich, so I'm going to play like the Bayerns. See you in a bit. Oh, good tactics, by the way. I'm enjoying those.
What's that?
The tactics, just there. No, your hat, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the 4, 5, 6. Next comment from George Richardson. Why is Fernando Torres so bad?
I feel like you're best suited to answer this question purely because you're a Liverpool fan. You've probably seen some of the best years of Fernando Torres. How did he get to this point where in which him scoring is a rarity?
Fernando Torres is like a real life troll. He's a footballing troll. His career has become trolling. He's just trolling Chelsea in a way. Yeah, he is trolling Chelsea because at Liverpool, top corner, top right corner, top left corner, bottom corner, through the legs, take on defenders, score another goal, on target. Chelsea,
I just feel like he's too arrogant now.
I mean, it all seems like it's a master plan from Rafa Benitez and Fernando Torres to make Chelsea less successful. It's not really working that well in Liverpool's favour because Liverpool is still awful.
Do you know what? Actually, what my friend even told me, my friend now Ranger, who now doesn't have a club, told me when Newcastle were playing Chelsea, Jose Enrique was there. He's knocked Fernando Torres on the floor. Spanish people, I thought they were friends and really pleasant people. He's walked up to him and said, "Oh, Fernando, get out." Fernando Torres replies in Spanish, "Shut up, you can't afford what's in my fridge." What the fuck's in your fridge? Torres needs to leave. Torres, you need to leave. Get a new, fresh beginning. Get a hunger. Get into a team where they feel like they cater to your needs and necessities.
I want him back to Liverpool, to be honest.
At Liverpool would be amazing.
I want him back.
Come to Arsenal. Torres, get to a team. Get a hunger.
Want you back. Want you back for good. And stick to a hairstyle. Stick to a hairstyle.
Yeah, you change hairstyles.
It's not helping. Changing hair is not helping you. You're still rubbish. Why?
Maybe Terry slept with his missus.
Maybe.
I think there's something in his personal life that's really affecting him.
Maybe he has crabs.
Maybe he wants to do badminton. I done badminton the other day. It's actually an enjoyable sport.
Why is Torres so bad? Leave your theories because we're running out. All right, moving on. You know what time it is. Pew, 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 pew. Quick fire round.
You ready?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, no, we're not ready. Wait.
Oh, mate.
Just smell it.
I promise you, I have a problem with this.
Oh, well, let me get the time out.
You ready? 3, 2.
The suspense is killing me. Hurry up. If a redhead works in a bakery, does that make him a gingerbread man? Makes him soulless. Yaya Toure and Moussa Sissoko. Yaya Toure. Poet, your head looks like the end of a condom.
Stick it in a vagina.
Yeah, it does. Why is the guy from the clip such a dick?
Just a really good
Chinese or Japanese? Japanese. If Apple released a car, would it have windows? Poet, why don't you get David's hairstyle? Yeah, it's fucking sick. Jovetic or Vucinic?
First guy.
Jovetic. What the word becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it? Why so complicated? What would you rather have in your dream team, Bale or Carrack? Carrack. If you tried to fail and succeed, what have you done?
You failed to succeed.
Hey David, choose Partizan or Red Star. Both. Please read Rianic. Explain yourself in your booty shaking competition. I like booty. Scotland are shite. Yes, they are. Why do you have so much swag? I don't know. Who do you have in your team? David Silva, who and Mata? Mata. What is the opposite word for thirsty and what are trousers in singular? Trouser. Not fair. Could you not afford to finish your haircut? Leave my haircut alone. Why do people say the alarm just went off when it really just came on? What do you call a Brazilian with a rubber toe and who has lost his car? Roberto Carlos.
Rubbish.
What player would you kick in the head? Stuart Downing. Did we make it?
Let's count. I don't think we did because someone... Where the hell did Chris come from?
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21! Woo! 21! Woo!
Now, obviously, every week there's an epic moment in the show. But we've been saying it in so many different languages. We've taken it to new heights now.
Last week,
Did we get stitched up?
it was in Japanese. Omae no chinko chisai. I really hope that was actual Japanese and not someone trolling us. Apparently, you made me say that I have a small dick. Can you please stop doing that? Because we don't have the power of Japanese translators. We're trying to do a service for YouTube and you're saying horrible stuff like that. But this week we've been given Icelandic and let's hope it's not utter bullshit.
Well, it's from Ultimate Advait. So it's time for the epic moment in the show. Only described as
Autogasem Daviku.
It's really good, you know. I never would have ever.
That was really hard to read and remember.
Oh, mate. Well, Samaras97 has asked, if you could replace each other on comments below, who would it be?
Huh?
If I could replace someone, it would be Joey Barton. Because Joey Barton, although he's very harsh and very honest, he backs up every single argument with evidence. And when he's wrong, he can say sorry. Like, for example, he dissed some French footballer.
And he always does the whole...
He came out and apologised for it because he goes, I've seen footage of you, you're actually pretty good. He also dissed Neymar recently. I couldn't believe it. He called Neymar the Justin Bieber of football. On YouTube, he's really good. In real life, he's cat piss. That I found hilarious.
That's a very nice
I like
pass.
Joey Barton. He'd have a good standing, well, not necessarily for myself, but for Vianic right here. I think it'd be amazing due to the fact that their hair's quite similar. So, who would you have to replace you?
You know what? Poet's beautiful. He's brown. So I want to go for Rihanna.
Rihanna and Joey Barton doing comments below.
Yeah. Because you know, you have him talking about football, her not knowing anything about football, but she looks so good. So
Doesn't even matter.
you've got wank bag material and you've got football all in one.
You potentially could say you have that now.
But you know, she's kind of doesn't really look like you, but you know, similar.
Her forehead's like similar to mine.
Similar forehead size. Whoa.
No, mine, I don't think mine's that big. I just think like the camera makes it look big.
It's a bit.
Rihanna's.
It goes like backward a bit. Like,
But Rihanna's is here. She's got like a 6 head.
I think Rihanna's amazing though. So I think Joey Barton and Rihanna would be amazing.
All right, everyone. I'm gonna go do it Jamie Punching style because it's in my arse and it's just floating about.
So you're constipated, but I'm ready for the fucking
Are you
football.
ready?
I'm here. Copenhagen's going to win the tournament. I'm not going to let in no goals. Keep watching. Watch out for the footage. It's going to be epic.
Gonna get in there, get a few drinks. I don't know if anyone will have a ticket, but if they don't, hopefully I'll be able to watch the match in there. Hi.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy, the FIFA player, aka Lethal Injection, aka Stevie Snake Eyes.